Hi, good evening, and welcome back. I believe all of you are logged in, you're comfortable, you're settled down, you have pen and paper. Today we have a very, very important topic, connection with strategy number 1 and 2. Okay, and the most important thing, and some of you keep asking about what exactly this is, and answer to that as well. And whether you're going to start an affiliate marketing or an e-commerce business or a social media or maybe any kinds of online business, the important part of the things we are going to discuss about it. Okay, first of all, thank you so much, all of your feedback. I think yesterday, most of you are given a 10 out of 10. Thank you so much. I think all of you liked the various strategies and ideas we shared yesterday, and the backup plan, plan B. I think most of you liked it. That is now the flipping part. I think, of course, we are going to have a 1 full day session on flipping. So please don't worry. There are so many questions came about how I can plan for a flipping. So there is a one exclusive session will be there on our website. Flipping we'll discuss in detail about. Okay. So those who are joining first time today, I think I saw some of you are joining first time today. So welcome. We are in the series of discussions we are doing in one of the major topic. It's called niche. That exactly we are going to discuss today. Okay, so if you're not went through any other notes, or you did not go through any of the recordings, I request you to do after the program, go and start looking at this. Then you will have an entire idea how it is important as a niche part. So today we are discussing about various kinds of niche and examples of niche, and how the niche works, and plus what kind of steps you have taken, what kind of steps you have to take to finalize the niche, and how you cross-verify niche, and what kind of a niche you should be choosing. All the things we are covering today. Okay, and in fact, actually, I come with a lot of examples. So that's what exactly everyone asking about. So could you tell us example? I think approximately 100 plus examples I'll be sharing with you today as for a niche. So in a various industry segment. So I believe all of you are comfortable now. I'm loud and clear, and you are comfortable. So we'll straight away start. Okay, we'll go now. Again, the 5th day of the Digital Mastery Challenge. The topic which we are discussing about niche. So right niche. That's a first. We discussed about right strategy number 1. We talk about high demand and low competition, and strategy number we discuss about the right niche. So these two things we are clubbing together today. So there is a demand is there that some products or categories, and that must come under your niche. Now it has a less competition. That's what the first strategy. The very first day we discussed about high demand, low competition. Now, when we say right niche, we discussed in generally about the based on a passion, interest, knowledge, future plan, etc. There are a few more things like a long tail keyword, SEO possibilities, and social media possibilities, and regulatory aspects. Everything we need to discuss about, and take a final decision. So now today, fundamental understanding about right niche, we are going to discuss in detail about. Okay. So basically, this is a connection with strategy number 1 and strategy number 2. And this is what we're going to elaborate with. Okay. Now, why choosing a niche is important? That's one of the most common question many people ask. Okay, before going ahead, I think today my PowerPoint presentation has a little more elaboration about it. Okay, I just wanted to, one of the feedback I received from all of you is, most of you, is it is PowerPoint presentation I'm showing in the side. It's just a small, we're not able to read. A couple of things that many other YouTube which you see, it is not live. These are recorded, and they have infographics. This is not an infographics. This is normally what we do offline, which I made it do online. Okay. The description, the small one, which is not necessary for you to read now. When I get a record tomorrow, updated tomorrow, you can see that's in the detail there. So that's one of the reasons I say you don't have to note down everything. You pay attention. Most of the points are there. Most of the things you want to take a notes, you can take a notes, and few things references will be there, and plus record also will be there. So some of the things you are able to read, not able to read, you pay attention here, no issues. Okay. So please don't worry. But I'm not removing the small font because it's an important point. Because I taken as a feedback, I thought of change that only to the bigger font. So it is actually basically many of the information is going from you. So you look at the headline and subheadings, that's enough. Rest is there with the notes we can read. Now, please do not compare with the recorded and beautifully edited, studio created videos and this. This is from my living room. I'm coming into live through a landing page of YouTube. And it is my colleagues put all the points together and we are presenting it. So not necessary an animation in infographics is important. Important is information, as you remember that we discussed about it. Okay, so that's the reason. So please look at the headlines and the caption, and rest is tomorrow when you refer, you have that point for a reference, and that terminology you can go to Google and do this one. Okay, so I've not removed many of the things I thought of. I'll change it, but I'm not changing it. Okay, so anyway, thank you very much for that feedback. When we make it a live program to an edited version, which will be a later stage, people can watch by pay, which you get free. We'll be paying in future. So that way we'll have more edited, beautifully added infographics, animations, and VR affected, AR affected. We'll be adding that. That's not very hard. Okay. So now we come back to the topic. Choosing your niche is important. Why it is important? First of all, if you look at the people who already been successful with the e-commerce, with affiliate marketing, with social media influencer activities, with the limited resources who have started, all of them started with a kind of a right niche. So right will define after some time. Okay, what is exactly a right niche? So this is our first point. Second point, when we start, when a limited resource, when I say maybe you and with 4 or 5 people as a startup company, or maybe you've got an angel funder with a limited, maybe $100,000, or maybe you are alone starting with that from your home, or with your friends you're starting. Whatever the case you're starting, the niche, the choosing a right niche is very, very important. You cannot do all the things at a time. Many people think, okay, I want to be like a Walmart, I want to be like an Amazon, I want to be like an Alibaba. So that's a higher ambition. And then you need to have a different kind of a startup and planning. But if you are looking for a $10,000, $100,000 to make, or maybe $1 million, that's a range we are looking for. Niche is important. Even if you want to make a 10 million, 20 million, you can look at the people who are making that kind of money, they choose a right niche. You can go and study, I'll be sharing with us one of the case study about the niche in future days, and especially when we discuss about an e-commerce niche. There's a person only sold fishing rod and made around $8 million, just one product. The people who basically go to affiliate marketing, they have a tendency to add all the product to the website. You know why? It's easy. You can easily get a product. You don't have to invest in your products. You can just take go to affiliate website like Amazon and Alibaba. Just take the affiliate code and keep it in your website. You have products. So you feel to have thousands of products, 10,000 products, 100,000 products, 200,000 products. That's not the game. Please understand. That's not the game. The game is how many customers you are getting. You maybe have 1 product, 2 products, 3 products is fine if you get a right customers, and you get a number of customers is more important, right? More number of products is not necessarily attract more number of customers. You need to balance it there as well. Okay. So having said this, now when you choose a right niche based on a person, the right changes. Maybe right niche for me may not be right niche for you. Your right niche may not be suitable to me. So that's one. Second one is different market has a different kind of a niche. Third one, if you are doing a types of business like affiliate, different niche. Sometimes e-commerce is recommended a different niche. You are doing a social media, you try to become a social media influencer on a macro level, it's a different niche. Micro level, different niche. And if you are planning to start in a YouTube, I think after tomorrow we are going to discuss about YouTube, how do you make money by automating your, your videos. So that's an exciting session. I'll talk to you end of the day more about it. So in that you need a different kind of a niche. So everywhere when you look at a niche decision become very, very important. This is one of the major and important decisions you take to start your online business. And very important decision as well. So please give that kind of importance for it. Yesterday when I discussed with you, I told you do not just choose one niche. And that's what exactly people do. You do a lot of research, then finally you compromise on it. So please don't do. You're compromising on a niche means of compromising on business, compromising on profit. So you're planning to make around $10,000 and you compromise 80% of the decision on your niche part, you're reducing that your profit to minus 8,000. Okay, that means you make it 2,000 instead of $10,000. Sometimes you may not even make that because sometimes you compromise, your Google ranking will not come. Your entire keyword strategy will change. Your social media strategy will change. Your target audience will change. So all the things comes in the part of that. So that's the reason here this is become very, very important for you to understand and note down all the questions. And tomorrow, by the way, we have a weekly Q&A session. You can send out all the questions. So if you're not, even if you're not joining today in the mastermind group, does not matter. You can send out all the names, all the questions with your name and photographs. Tomorrow we'll be live. Will be addressing almost all the questions, whichever is prioritized first come, and plus the related to the topic which we cover. You can send out the questions. I will send you an email. You can, or you go to your mentors, or we'll also send you a mail tomorrow morning. You can put your questions. You can then we'll address the entire question in last 1 week. Whatever we discussed, we will be doing weekly Q&A, and every week we'll continue. Okay, every Tuesday we'll have the same thing. Okay. Now, so now choosing a niche is basically identifying your market. Okay, what's the market you are catering to? What kind of a customer? Who all of your customers is going to come to you? So niche market is normally defined as a small segment of a bigger target market. So a small definition. So with an example, we'll go with it. Okay, it's referred to as a subset of a big market which focuses only on particular type of the products. Maybe a category. That is called basically a niche market. Now, based on this niche, the specific type of the product, based on the price, based on the quality, based on demographic, based on psychographics, you can plan and influence the different kinds of people. Now, many people not give it a really importance for this niche. Now, why I'm saying it's importance here is it's secret about successful niche businesses, whereas it's not about you, it's about the customer. So think about the customer's point of view, because they are the people who make you successful. They are the people who decide how much money you make. They are the people with what size of the business you should grow, because they have a lot of influence on it. Then another important part of the niche is, most of the time for me or for my clients, when I meet investors, the most common question is they ask about the niche. Some people even use the the vocabulary of a same thing. What's your niche? Some people may not ask, what's your niche. So tell me about the market you identified, which product you do. Indirectly or directly, they will ask. Okay. And they also ask about USP. So I involved in added in USP. So these two things as a online business owner, you must know niche and USP. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of when you choose a niche? Now, even though you're catering to a small segment of a targeted market, it's a huge. It may be $1 billion industry. So even every product and services, if you look around you, it's $1 million opportunity. You don't require all the products to do $1 million or $1 billion. Maybe one product is enough to make $1 billion. So that's the point here. So now, and when you start focusing on some market, you become an expert there, and you'll have a lot of relationship building there. And over a period of time, you'll have a good relationship with the major suppliers and customers, and the vendors, and the regulatory authorities, and the social media groups, and from marketing activities. Because once you focus on one area, so you'll have a lot of expertise and experiences, plus resources will be coming to you. Now, another advantage of the niche is usually the niche business always is stable, because of the recession, because other issues. You usually will not have a much effect because you already focused. You know who's your customer, and the customers, if they want it, they definitely come back to you. Okay, you don't have to create a market always because you have a regular customer. You can retain a lot of customers, even whether it's an online business, even an offline positioning when you do it. Okay. And you also have a lot of advantage over other competitors who are not part of the niche. You can a little more advantage. Okay. Now, you also don't have to focus on so many things and waste your time. You focus on one set of customers and completely, try to improve there. Okay. So these are the few things. When I talk to you an example, you will get what I'm talking about. And of course, you have a higher margin. So when you start focusing on a niche product and service, you have more margin. And plus, the moment you start using more niche-oriented marketing, a niche marketing, when you go, usually people consider you as an expert in that field. Okay, so that's another advantage we have. Now, here is one thing you have to come to. Again, the rule number 1 and 2, don't forget, there is a demand for your product and services. Make sure that, and it is make sure that is, that's a huge market space is there. Plus, you also have a supply for that, and your product also available to you. So based on that, you need to take it. Okay. Now, many times people are now frustrated before starting the business about the niche. What kind of a niche I should start? There are two possibilities usually people have. One is they jump and start, they don't even know about niche. Sometimes you think about a lot of niche, but you are not getting what kind of a niche. You get confusion, especially the people who download products or the services or a drop services or a drop ship or e-commerce business. They have a lot of confusion about what kind of a niche is to start. Of course, even the affiliate marketing people as well. Because you have so many choices, you get confused. So my take is actually, when you go for whether digital products or affiliate market, you choose your niche based on a passion, skill, experience, knowledge, and hobbies, or a hobby or a hobbies. It depends upon what kind of hobbies you have. Now, why this is important part? One is, once you have a passion for something, even without getting paid, you will work for it. Second one, the moment you have a passion, you have an energy there, you have an enthusiasm, right? And happy about doing it. You will love to do that. So this, any businesses if you look at to succeeding, the passion, passion-oriented someone work, they succeed. And passion gives you a lot of energy. So any business you do more energy and effort, you get result on. And you do research on. You always work to know more about it, and you will be learning about it. You will be reading about it. You're studying about it. You're watching about it. You talk to them. So many things happen. So that's exactly the reason I recommend to start with your passion. This is one of the examples I used to say to everyone. Now, when we say you choose a niche based on a passion, so you say, what is my passion? That's the first question people think about it. I don't think people talk about, yes, I can start with a passion, but there is no products on it. So this is my example to you. I'll share with you this is. Now, you also look at it as the businesses which I successfully done. It's also had a kind of a real niche. Then I'll come to the passion-oriented niche. Now, when I did for example, when you say it's like, let's take an example of my Hyderabadi pearls business. Jewelry is an industry segment. In that, lot of categories of jewelry, right? Then there's in that one category, it's a gold, platinum, diamond, silver, blah, blah, blah. Then comes it as, there's one category for pearl also. In that pearl, you have another additional or different American pearls. There are different kinds of pearls. In that, again, you have a Hyderabadi pearl. Then I used this actually with a USP called original Hyderabadi pearl. So this Hyderabadi pearl was my niche. So I was only selling pearls through my website. Nothing else. Complete focus. And I had to do only SEO one keyword, original Hyderabadi keyword. On my website, I had to only worry about one type of a customer who wanted Hyderabadi pearls. And I had a vendor relationship only for one set of a customer. So you don't have to rely to do so many things. So less effort, focused effort, and much better and productive result. This is one point. Okay, then I'll come to you a bit later and I'll talk about the passion. Now, how the passion gives energy? This is one of the things I speak to the people always. Now, how best example I'll tell you. Now, when I go to the office and do sometimes we have a training or we'll have a training 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. I come home and lay on this couch, and I even call my honey, give me the remote to watch. So even she has to come and give me the remote because I'm tired, I don't have energy, etc. So that's kind of a situation, and I'm about to sleep, just watching, and in the evening you feel that kind of a relax after 8 hours or 12 hours of training. So that's the time my neighbor called me. He said, "Hey, Shan, the shuttlecock free. Would you like to come and play?" So I don't have energy to go to the TV to take the remote. The same person immediately get ready and change the dress, take the racket, and go down and play 2-3 games. in the evening hours of 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. after 12 hours of work. And the quote, I'll be burning 300 to 400 calories. Okay. So where I got the energy? I got the energy because I'm passionate about playing badminton. The same person, the same floor, we have a gym. But if you ask me to go to gym, I will not do. Even you push me, 4 to 5 gyms, I always join as a membership. I don't go because I'm not passionate. I'm passionate about. Not only that, I also have mindset. I'm doing a lot of labor. I'm not getting paid for it. A lot of weight you're lifting and so many things you're doing. I'm getting paid because I'm not tuned for it. I'm not a gym person. So you motivate me in whatever you say. I always go and chit chat with people there. There are people like me will be there, because they push the family members push them and hey, so he'll be good company. Most of the time, the place which I spend on a gym is with the cafeteria because I'm not. But the same energy I'm ready to do if it is my passion. So that's exactly I want you to get into the business. If you start, it has to be a passion oriented. So you will have an energy. So when you think about it, is a badminton is your passion. So what exactly the products you can do? You can see so many products. So initially it comes to a few rackets or maybe maybe shoes, etc. But when you start listing out, you can see over 100 plus products related to badminton alone. So many things. You can go to Amazon, you can see the list. You can go to Alibaba, you can see the list. You go to eBay, you can see the list. When you Google it, you can get a badminton products, hundreds and thousands of products, and hundreds and thousands of brands. You also will have a digital products like a videos of the previous match. People, some of the world championship has happened, and sometimes the inspirational videos of some of the things, or some of the tricks. Some of the people who are passionate about badminton going for a coach. They want to see the different kinds of shot, etc. And all the things, what I say. Then you also put into the something. You will also have a services connected to that. You will also have membership connected to that. So it's so many things. One passion alone you'll have. The only thing you have to think and do a research. You can list out these products and services and do that. And now another good thing is everything is digitalizing. Everything technology is coming. So when they come to the technology part, you have a new opportunity there. So now all the businesses we're digitalizing. There is a niche opportunity. Again, any products is coming with the technology as a niche, and you have another opportunity. There are completely a niche segment to use it. For example, when the Apple brought out the iPad, and approximately around $800 to $1,000 was the price, and people like that product on iPad, but they could not afford it. There are a huge number of people who could not afford $800,000. So immediately, other few companies come out with $500, $300, even $200, even $100 worth tablet later, right? I'm targeting to the market. So even price wise, you can have a different niche, a target oriented. You can have. Okay. Now, before you finalize a niche, think about who needs your product. Who will be your customer? So their ethnicity, where they're located, what products, what are their competitors, and from whom our competitors from whom they're buying their products at the moment, and the geographical and demographical location. And very important question they'll be asking, or you should be asking yourself is, why should the customers choose us over our competitors? So we are not related, we are not connected, we are not friends. Why should they buy from us? This is a very important question they ask. Okay. So now you should have an answer before you're finalizing your online business. Now think about what are the common characteristics of your customers. So that we have to list out. And your age group of the customers, the marital status of the customers, gender and hobbies, etc. You can also list out the ethnicities and the region and the language, etc. as well. Now, one more thing you have to think about: offline market, how it is working, and online market, how it is working. So both you need to do a comparison. Some cases may not be the same in a different way. It may happen as well. Now, along with this, before I jump to the examples, I want you to look at another point as well. As I mentioned, when we meet our investors, when I'm going to discuss with you next week about investors' presentations, how you approach investors and how you approach the venture capitalists and angel funders and crowdfunding. So one of the things most of them they're asking me about USP. So what is USP? Unique selling proposition. So what is the major difference from others? What the uniqueness of our product and service here? Now that would definitely increase our sales, definitely makes a lot of advantage, not only convincing and getting the investor, we can have a, edge over others to go into the market. Okay. Now, you need to test this USP. You feel it is a USP. You're finalizing, you have to test it. So what exactly USP? Those who are not familiar, you've seen so many products when you talk about. They have some peculiarity. So like say, example, okay, take a toothpaste. So a lot of lots of toothpaste, and from Colgate and so many toothpaste are there. But Sensodyne talk about their USP, you know that, okay, sensitivity. So that is that's the USP that I covered, right? So like a shampoos, you have different kinds of shampoos, and one shampoo talk about a particular problem they are addressing on. So same thing, car. So every product they come out of the USP, and that will be highlighted. Because of that, people choose that product from the competitors. Same thing about your website, your product. You should also think about why should the person come and buy from you. So that's an important step. Now I'm going to talk to you. This is, I know, quite slightly, it's not that interesting like yesterday in the first to understand. Now when you come to the examples, you will really understand how it is. Okay. Now, examples when you take it as a niche. So a musical instrument as a string is actually the niche is a musical instrument. So when you say musical instrument, you usually, if you're not into the music, you think of 1 or 2, 3 products. But when you look at a stringed musical product, okay. So not all the product they are not targeting. They're only targeting stringed musical instrument. In that itself, you can see hundreds and thousands of examples, and so many. And who's the customer here? All the musicians, right? Musicians across the globe is the customer. So this website, this niche is target audience of the musicians. Now you know if you're targeted on the musicians, how your Facebook look like, how your Instagram looks like, how your video should be, how your website should be. Everything based on this target customers. You can have a branding exercise, you can have a sales campaign, you will have a look and feel, you have a content, even the person communication, the people know. That's a good thing about you're defining this consumer part. Now you can also connect with the offline how they're doing and find out how to do this. And you can see hundreds and thousands of products in that category. And you can promote as a one-stop solutions. So that's why when you look at it is this products list, it's a huge, different kinds of a stringed musical instrument you can have. And even they have a covers and accessories there. So you can have different manufacturers. You can have thousands of manufacturers for this one niche alone. So like this, even you can have a different brand is associated with this, okay? And all the things, even you can also have a downloadable product with this music instrument, this game. And you can also have manuals on it, or maybe history books on it. So something, even downloadable products also you can have for a same kind of a niche with a private label where you make a 100% profit, right? Okay. Now, it can be many people wanted to start immediately fashion. So that is one of the very, very, very high competition field today. So you may start a plus size. And plus size, again, you have to specialize it. You will come out of the plus size dress for a party or a wedding time. So that's the time they're really conscious. That's the time the people who feel it is hobbies, they wanted to dress up well. That's the time they invest more, they do research more. Okay, 2 months from now, I have to have public appear, it's going to be videograph, can be live telecast. So you need to dress up. So this thought, that's the time, that's the thing you'll be targeting. That's the time they search in Google. That's the time their blog should come. All the things is a part of the niche part. Okay. So it's a dress plus word is another. Now, another thing as an example is a shoenique. It's basically about shoes. Okay. And different kinds of formal shoes is the brand. Then you can also have a complete luxury watches is another thing. You can also have a kind of a type of a bags can be niche. Different kind of office stationaries can be a niche. T-shirts, and so this is one of the successful drop shipping methods. All of you know that is a lot of case studies. Even irrespective of the competitions, thousands and millions of people are doing this because one drop shipper did a good job of saying this. even I'll allow you to customize it. Anything you send a printing, I'll print it and send to the consumers. So that's the way many people are doing it as a T-shirt. So as a niche to do it. Now you have a lot of grocery product, but you specialize as an organic products. I only provide organic. This is another model of providing a niche. Then you have a kitchen dining and example. Jewelry, as I mentioned, an example of a Hyderabadi pearl jewelry, you can put that. And even jewelry itself, you can see a different gemstone and diamond like you can have. This is one of my workshop participants. She does a handmade crochet. Earlier she was doing it just a hobby. This is the best example of hobby converted to e-commerce. Now she's doing a B2B and training. So it is basically handmade crochet. Crochets are, it's there in the plenty, but handmade is having little sentimental attachments. Some of the tradition, some of the culture is considered as a valuable gift, especially the part of India. So you usually gift someone by doing it. And handmade crochet is very expensive. Example, I'll tell you around $6 approximately for a normal crochet. Same thing for a handmade is more than $100. So that's the way the price also different. Okay. And you also, when she started doing herself and making and doing. Now when she became popular, people started asking her, okay, can you teach us? So she started coaching classes. Then now COVID-19 time, she started that's online classes. Okay. So that's the way, even one niche can grow. Think about somebody's hobby. I never thought this can be hobby, even though I've seen many times when the traveling people do this one. I was not really never given attention to that. But when I saw this was an amazing thing, when she started making it, and then she made it as a B2C initially, then converted to B2B now. She's also supplied so many things like the thread and needle, etc. on the handmade crochet. Now, home decoration can be another niche, and wood carving is another niche. Okay, so all the things is a separate niche, not one website bringing. So why it has to be separate. Now, end of this session today, we are going to discuss about SEO prospecting. When the consumer search a product, he is not searching a store name. He searches a product or problems. So now when he search, the Google detects based on the algorithm, based on the keyword they is searching for it and the content of your website and the 200 factors of your SEO, right? So that's a way we also should consider choosing the niche as well. So you can have so many things, like we discussed about the downloadable product. Again, in that downloadable product, you can have a different kinds of niche you can come up. Now there is there's an exercise I did in one of the workshop when I did one of the large organization and Muslim organizations about the niche workshop. So when the workshop time, I asked the audience, come out of they said, okay, we'll come out of Islamic as a one website. But I said that's not the way the strategy works, because when I told them you search for this way, you have competition in Alibaba, you have competition in Amazon, you have lot many competition, so you can never rank. So, but people are not going to search an Islamic product. People are going to search various products. Then we did a search volume search in Google search. So, based on the Google search, the keyword research we did, we something called keyword bucket we came up with. Of course, in the SEO part, we'll discuss with you. Please don't worry if you don't know about what is keyword bucket. So, we based on a keyword bucket, the team, this undergraduate students, came out of this niche part. Okay. Now, when you look at it, now that keywords you can see is a drive motion. You might have seen it as when you drive, sometimes you want to say the thank you to the person who give you the way and something. But after you pass by, you cannot do that one. So that's a drive motion. Actually, now there is a backside you can press to say thank you. It's bye. So that kind of message you can spark, right? So here is a drive motion. It is especially the Muslim community saying that Jazakallah khairan. That's a message to pass is very important for them. So that's a way drive motion message. So that's what is actually the niche they came out. So successfully running this niche in a UK-based company. So ox playing in Quran and duas, halal car perfumes, mirror hangings. So these are the different niche a person only start at that kind of a stuff. Okay. Now, smartphones. Smartphone is a very highly common. You can never rank, especially for affiliate programs. It's very difficult for you to rank unless you come out with a long tail keyword. But there is a niche a person charge, something called Islamic smartphone. You know? So that is a lot of Islamic Quran, etc. That's one of the things we have done. Okay. Now, so Islamic tablets, some headphones, and mobile applications, all the things. Then there is a 313 varieties of tasbih. Tasbih counters alone someone sell it. So this is beautifully can be ranked in the Google first page. Even taking out above the Alibaba and Amazon and eBay, you can actually rank. That's an important part, right? Now, Islamic cotton duas, another part, carpet, so this is another niche. Painting and calligraphy. So a website only for that, wall hanging and wall pictures, articles and books as downloadable products and books, and graphics and themes and templates. Okay, you can see that different. And software script. Many of the people buy various scripts to develop their software, and sometimes even to the cloning purpose. So you can sell a software and a script. That's another model. Then there's a games, different kinds of games people can play and learning, edutainment games also. And Kindle-like products like Amazon has the same version of the Islamic product. Then teenage wear, targeting the teenager. And smart ring, I think this. So when this came out, it was quite new. The smart ring was a hit in the market when we announced the niche. Smart ring, you have a communication. You can even copy from your, if I want to say something to your LinkedIn or a Facebook, I can through my ring, I can say hi. So I can like it. So many advanced features. That's what I'm saying. Everything if you do, you can add a technology, become another niche, another USP also. You can have it. Then men's apparel, women's apparel. Swimwear, sportswear, maternity wear, that's another good niche. So that particular time, people wanted a separate dress, which usually people do a lot of research and invest money on that. Right? And of course, different abayas, different caps, women accessories, hijab, prayer mat, halal cosmetics, or 1,001 products, and the halal cosmetics, okay. Mahdi and henna products, halal perfumes, wedding accessories, Iranic products, travel packages that include Hajj, Umrah, travel kit. Someone is going for a pilgrimage. Okay. Now, Miswak is another one. Men's accessories, Quran store, which is with multilingual. Okay, that is Arabic books alone. Then the Urdu books, another one. Malayalam books, another one. English books, Malay books, Bangla books, and then there is a Hadith store, kids wear, Islamic watches. So like this, when you look at it as a one, everybody came out saying that Islamic store is a one niche initially. Actually, it is not a niche. The niche is actually from that niche, you can see 100 plus niches derived. So that's exactly make you better on an online business. That will help you to focus more, and that will help you to rank in the Google first page, and that will help you to get a business, and that will help you to focus and do much better social media than other methods. So I want you to keep this in mind. It's a very important to have this kind of a product spot. Okay, this kind of a niche. Now, this list I'll share with you. I want you to do an exercise. After you getting this list, you go to Google and type with the long tail keyword, which I talked to you long tail keyword a bit later, with this niche name. You can see most of the time Alibaba, Amazon, eBay, like a large corporate will not be there in the Google first page. You remember the rule. You cannot fight with them. So if you do this way, you will rank, your website can be ranked. Okay, and plus, as I told you in the rule number 3, between 30,000 to 100,000 search volume, also there is kind of a thing. So that to make around $5,000 to $10,000, this kind of niche is more than enough. Okay, so that's a range you should be looking at. So instead of jumping to the I want to be like an Alibaba, I want to be like an Amazon, then you need a different kind of set of resources. You need a different kind of a capital investment. You need a large number of teams. You need a large set of everything. But when you start your business alone, your laptop is your investment, and you're spending 2 to 3 hours to work on it, then definitely answer is the right niche. Okay. Now we'll find how we find a unique niche for your online business. Now, as we discussed the passion, there's no substitute. So you need to find your passion and find a niche for it. So, for example, as I told you about the badminton, think about another. You have a scuba diving. So think about how many products you have on it, right? So think about number of products you have for scuba diving, and most of the time the people buy as a set and deliver it to the home, and that's the way that industry work on. Now, based on interest and hobbies also, you can have, for example, you like reading, so you can start your own online bookstores or a downloadable books, etc. You have the experience and knowledge. You worked in maybe in a banking, you worked in a finance segment, you work as an accountant, maybe 20 years, 25 years ago, 30 years, you have experience you have. So based on that, you may start consulting, you may start products and services. You've got an industry experience of 20, 30 years. You know so many things compared to many other competitors or onto the customers who's looking for. You can write a blog about it. You can easily understand the technology implementation on this part as well, because you'll be using a different application on that. So all the things important for niche part. And based on experience and knowledge is a fantastic things to start any kinds of business, especially you have an experience of 5-10 years, because you become an industry leader in that. Okay. Now, this experience and knowledge, when don't have to think, is a huge thing. Even you are familiar with Excel. There are many people are looking to learn how to Excel. There are many people who make money with Excel training, you know that. And Photoshop. So maybe small things is also enough. Okay. Now you think about your strength and skills. So based on strength and skills also you can, so for example, you're good at public speaking. So you can start that as a niche, giving a public speaking tips, different courses, different consulting, different training, different coaching. So this is one of the things, you know, many people, 97% of the people are scared to go to the stage. So that's a populistic market for you, and that's a people spend time and energy and money to learn about it. So that's your market. So this is another example. So based on that, you think about what kind of a thing you can do. And another important thing, if you're planning to do a large business, this is one of the things you should be really looking at, overall life goals and ambitions. You have planned in the future, plan something. You can start that also niche. You don't have any experience and you don't have a hobby as an interest, but you don't even have a passion on it. But that's the ambition you have. So for example, you want to start a textile industry and have a business tomorrow. Then you may start a fashion online, a boutique online now. So this is an example. You can choose a niche as a fashion. So that's way you can your personal life can connect it with her. So your niche. So you know what is happening in industry, and that knowledge which you are doing it online will help you to understand industry. That online business, you'd also establish a Facebook group. You'll be there on Insta, you'll be there on YouTube, and different groups will be. So industry you are connecting with. Then you also connect with the vendors. You also came to know about a lot of regulatory requirements. So whatever you do, you get experience, you get a knowledge, and you get a relationship. So that will help you to move. So even you have a plan to do something, you can take that also a niche. Now you need to brainstorm with this. You need to discuss with your family members, your friends. Keep talking and doing a research. Go online. Whatever your thought, type it on a Google and type it on a YouTube and get this account. Okay. Now, a few guiding questions I can ask you now. So one is, you also should think about, if you're planning to do spending time with your family by doing this business, you also involving them is also important. When you're taking a decision to start a niche, you need to consider their opinion as well. Okay. And you involve in the niche process. There's a niche finalizing process. Please involve them as well. So it will help you in future part of it. Okay. Now you also think about kind of a money you wanted to make it, what level you want to grow. This is also an important aspect when you're taking niche decisions. If you want to go in a large scale, you want to go to make a large corporate company or a mid-level corporate company, think about the potential, how you can scale this niche, and what the industry size, everything you need to consider that as well. Okay. Now, if you wanted to work from home and do that niche, idea is different. You want to start up a startup company, make a publicly listed company as a corporate company, then you have a different idea of choosing a niche as well. Okay. Now, when you look at it is when you're finalizing the niche, the next step you should think about it, what kind of problems I'm going to solve. If I start this website, if I start this blog, if I start this YouTube channel, if I become a social influencer, what exactly I'm solving for the consumer perspective? If you're not solving any problem, actually nobody comes to you. If you're solving a problem, and people come to you for a solution. So think about what exactly the problem you will be solving. Now, you also think about what are the problems you face on a daily basis. maybe health-related issue, relationship and money issue. And you need to this kind of a thing. Think about it and start on. So you can also go online and research about it, and various options you can do online. Of course, the keyword research is one of the most important thing. But even to search a keyword, first you should have a brainstorm about some kind of a keyword to do. So some product you have to think about. Okay. Now the best place to find a niche is go to Alibaba and Amazon. They have millions of products. You go to their category page, you will be surprised to see so many products which we never knew it exists, and that can be a niche. I want you to do this exercise. Go to Amazon.com, go to Amazon.uk, Amazon.fr, Amazon.ae, Amazon.in. All the sites gives you huge number of products, even though we don't even know that exist. That kind of a products are there in Amazon.com. I go to the product category, and you can see that one. Okay. Now you also go to eBay. You can see so many categories, subcategories, sub-categories. Again, the products, under the products, there is a different brand. Under the brand, there is a product that can be a niche. So that exactly we should do. Okay. Now you can also go and find out ClickBank. Especially the downloadable products. I'm going to do one full day session on a ClickBank with an affiliate and AOBB method, which we discussed. We go to ClickBank affiliate program. You can see thousands of niche topics for various downloadable products they provide, like videos, script, tutorials, templates, and ebooks, everything, different niche they talk about. So you can understand, okay, everything has a market. Even they also mention how many millions are sold, etc. Because the potential of the niche also you can do. You can also go to affiliate network, where those who provide affiliate program, they also talk about different. That's why I told you about CJ.com. They have around 800 different niches, so you can choose any of the niche from there. Now you can also go to various websites, subcategories and categories, and find out how much it is. How many categories are there. Now you get another one is, you go to yesterday, all of you remember that I discussed with you about website flipping. You go to these sites and find out in the marketplace, what are the niche they buy and what are the niche they're about to sell it. What are the people are looking for a niche, and what are the niche they already sold it. So from that niche, when you go to marketplace, yesterday I give you the PowerPoint, the marketplace screenshot is there. Go to click on a marketplace, you can see so many niches listed over there. Now you go to classified site, you can also see different kinds of a niche category mentioned there. So all the things you go through, browse, and you get the different products and category, and come out with a unique product and with the USP. That'd be amazing. Okay, so that's a way, instead of just jumping and starting, I want to start a t-shirt. I want to start, think about all this aspect and do it. Now, another option for you to get the good number of niches is basically go to QVC channels. This is very famous in the US, as you know. Now, you've seen a case of telemarketing, what is that? Tele-shopping channels. Many products which they're selling, it's not there in the normal market, but it's there in the Amazon, it's there in the Alibaba, and that can be product. Many of the product which is an amazing product, and many people think they don't buy. Actually, they get a good sales. That's the reason last 10, 15 years also they're repeatedly spending money on it. As such a commercial space of 30 minutes or 1 hour time, right? So it's expensive. Unless they're getting a sales, they will be spending a time. So spending a money on it, right? So that's a huge number of products, is unique product which is normally not available in the market. But the consumers are aware about it. When you do social media campaign, people knows about the product itself, and you can become successful in that. Then there is an example of a Walmart. When you go to a Walmart store, amazing thing, right? Walmart has everything on. Okay. Now you can also find the niche going to the various social media groups. So groups about. Once around 2 years ago, when I was looking at my WhatsApp, I had around 20, 30 groups alone for a keto. So keto diet it's a trend. So that's so many groups, for a tips we do. So many people do. So you look at the trend, which are the topic people have created as social media groups, which means people are interested in that. So that's another way of finding a niche. Now, I'm going to talk to you instead of this way, I'll show you a few more niche ideas on industry based, which is you can also do a research and to finalize that niche before you start an e-commerce. before you start a downloadable business, even before you start an affiliate marketing. And there is a separately, I'll be discussing this, take us in a foundation. We'll also have a separate discussions about social media niche, how you choose, YouTube niche, how you choose. So very important. Okay. Now, so coming with this niche is, I know, slightly difficult, but I'm giving you to start your brainstorming. I'm not giving you idea to finalize it. I'm giving you some more ideas for you to start brainstorming and looking at the opportunities. Okay. So there are a lot of 100 plus, I already discussed with you around 50 to 70 already. Now there are a lot of another 30 to 40 I'll share with you now. And this is a growing list. You can start adding, thousands of lists will be there. I think, we have 7,000 different niches for our online shopping mall project. So like that, you can have a different niche on it. Okay. Now, how you pick the niche? So first step is, building a niche website. Think about what the niche you really wanted to have. So you look and feel of your website, your branding of the website based on your niche. So that's one of the niche is actually weight loss. That's one of the most common issues. The obese, they really wanted to reduce. Most of the people wanted to, come to at least for ideal weight, right? So they want to lose a weight. And so what is the niche there? You don't charge on a weight loss. You need to specialize it. The men method is different, women method is different, right? And you have to talk about a special diet and advantages and disadvantages, etc. So you need to talk in a different language to the men, different language to the female. So you need to have a niches, focused on a men or a women. So now another thing. So when you look at cooking recipes, now again cooking recipes, again you have to choose a niche of different food, maybe Mediterranean food or a Chinese food or Asian food or Arabic food, Mexican food and continental, etc. You have to choose one of the cooking recipes. As a niche, you can do that one. Then another, this one, low carbohydrate diets on. Okay, this is another niche from the weight loss niche you can come. Low fat diet. So there's another niche you can have. Weight loss, application and software. There, what kind of a downloadable product you are, or you can also have a downloadable products alone. Different kind of a software application and mobile application you can have as a niche to promote. So you can also have books and CDs and videos to reduce the weight as well. Okay. So this is a way, one segment we think of weight loss, and that is a niche you come out of that. Now we also have something called computer security business ideas. When you look at it as antivirus software. For a Mac, you can have a different one, and you have Windows is a different one, right? So there is a PC, you can have a different, and Windows you can. So you separate that antivirus. And you can also have different kind of a spyware alone to market. Okay. Now you can also use a kind of website, computer invasion fraud and prevention techniques. You can do that. Different types of hacking methods to do, ethical hacking you can actually promote. And protecting backing of a website can be another niche. And how to control email and comment on spam, you can another thing. So on a technology-wise, various things you can focus, and you can start a niche on it. Now you can also have a home appliances idea as a niche. So what are the things you focus? You don't home appliances as you don't start you start only one particular product. Maybe only refrigerators, a different kind of refrigerator you start on. Okay, and you can have different brand. You can have a stove and ovens. You can have another one. You can have barbecues. This is one of the most common affiliate marketing product. You can see hundreds and thousands of websites alone for this. Quite competition is quite high, but you have to have a right keyword for it. Okay. Now blenders is another thing. You have water cooler system, another business software, profitable business planning softwares or accounting software. You can have CRM software is another a niche. Microsoft Office software can be sold as a niche with targeting on something. And survey softwares like a surveymonkey.com, like a cloud-based, you can have a survey softwares. And barcode software can be another niche. PowerPoint presentation on targeting on a different presentation selling. This is one of the white label and private label niche, which we discussed one of the latest stage on a part of the video. You start that one. And inventory softwares, that's most of the people has an issue, inventory management and valuation. Then flowchart softwares can be spreadsheet software. So in technology itself, we can see different things you focus. And with my idea is that everybody think about a segment Niche is a small segment, okay? Small segment, a portion of the segment. It's not the segment. The huge market, a small segment of the huge market. So keep that in the mind. Now, car electronics niche ideas can be another one. Various car stereos. So it's a niche, and automobile can be another niche. Now, car alarms can be another niche. Now, phone charger, for the car can be then GPS system can be another niche. Car DVD player is another niche. Now, clothing niche as an idea. Okay, and bathing suit can be men's swimwear and plus size clothing, as we discussed. Men's suit can be one of the niche. Okay. A custom t-shirt, as I told you about, this is one of the drop shipping successful business model with custom t-shirts. Okay, and outdoor wear, this can be another niche. Organic clothing, especially for the kids, that makes many parents spend the money on it only for organic clothing aspects. Now, yoga clothing is across the globe. Many people buy this is for a yoga time to wear. Now that can be, and another one is a golf attire. The golf time they want to wear certain attire, that can be another niche. Now, gardening, as you know, is a common thing with the people, and many people wanted to buy the equipments and products on a gardening part. So tools for gardening can be one niche. Okay. Now in that, growing vegetables as a different equipment and stuff you provide. Fertilizer and soil you provide there. Now landscape design, it can be another niche. And ponds at home, maybe in the now farmhouse or maybe in the villas. That's another niche people provide on it. Automated sprinkler system, which are one of the affiliate guy who making around approximately 200,000. He make more than 1 million to 2 million range last 3 to 4 years, and his niche is this one: automated sprinkling system. It can be controlled with the mobile application. So it's 4 years ago when he started. 5 years ago, 2014. Yeah, 6 years ago when he started, it was a very less number of sales here, not even $2,000 sales. But in 2016, 17, because of his SEO, it jumped like anything. Okay, and he's a speaker. I attended his training program. How he came out right, he beautifully explained about this niche part. Okay, now there is another niche now: outdoor recreation as a niche, archery as a niche, camping. So products people buy it, on a vacation time do, and so when you look at it, all these things, different niche, you can think about it and start searching online. You can see hundreds and thousands of products like that. Based on this, you can actually come out with the keywords. And the same thing, when you find it is not there in the bigger companies like Amazon, eBay, companies are not there, you should look into. And when competitors analyze, you can do based on that. Okay. Now, performing arts is another example. Dance is another thing. So many niche, which is not normally we think about, because everything, as I mentioned, it's $1 million businesses. Okay, every industry, when you look at it, is industry size will be in $1 billion. So you just wanted to focus on this small segment of that. Okay, so this is the niche list I want you to look into as a part of our brainstorming. Which you like something, start looking to the Google search and choosing here, just become a digital entrepreneur part. Okay, I believe this has made you sense about the niche part. Then we come to the Google search part. So all this niche list I'll share with you. You can download from the website tomorrow. And this is your first step of brainstorming. So now, apart from this, can I think? Of course, yes. I share with you this 100 to 150 niche ideas. You need to think about multiple niche, not the category. My purpose is everyone come back to me with a category. Here is an apple, is the category. And Kashmiri apple is a segment. And now, so a geo part also, I can have it in the, what is that? A market part, geolocation based can also have a keyword. So I'll come to that one. So once you do a brainstorming on this aspect, which you like this product segment, you go with Google and you go to your social media, you look at the system, how it is a competition, and you feel how do you feel about it, and how other companies doing, and you get a lot of ideas. Then we go to Google monthly search volume. How many people are looking for these products online? Now, if you understand these two things, you understand this business. So please pay attention. I give you a lot of ideas of niche, and these niche ideas, some of the niche you like it, some you don't like it. So don't take it which you don't like it. The moment you don't like it because you don't have passion, interest on that, that's because you're not liking it. Once you liked it, go and Google it, search it is, and that's a fantastic idea. You need to start. So before you're finalizing niche, it is you need to search and find out the market potential. We discussed about the long tail keyword, right? That hope you are. I put this keyword the same thing for you to recall. The first day we had a discussion about long tail keyword. Okay. Now long tail keyword, as you know, remember all of you remember that when you search Apple, it comes in a different way, right? So before we go ahead, this part, an example. I just showed you an example of a one keyword I used, like a original Hyderabadi pearls. So that's only keyword I was focusing. Now here I would recommend you to go with around 4 to 5 major keywords. Now, part of the 100 days of digital mastery, we together will be implementing something called 101, SEO 101. Together means once your SEO part is over, all of your niche is ready. On a daily basis, we say, okay, this portion of the affiliate program we're doing, so you can, you can implement that is in 1 or 2 hours. Then we do a follow-up on a weekly or a bi-weekly. So then we finish the task, right? And vendors will help you. So over a 3 to 6 months time, you have a product and a keyword ranking in the first page of Google. So it's not that as you listen and later you do. That's called a procrastination. Never happens. I've seen it. The entire this program we changed to this model is to vendors is you not postpone it. During this 100 days itself, you start implementing with the help of a vendors. I know so many people are telling us the vendors, so we got so many, 3,000 to 4,000 people are looking to be for a part of this program. Now we have now at the moment we have 1,000 people to serving to vendors. We are increasing the vendors. I think now yesterday we discussed we can increase the vendors as well. So we are looking for 1,000 people to participate in the vendors program. We have 4,000 now, so we will will add based on a 1:10 ratio. Every 10 participant, one mentor. That's the thing we are looking for. Okay. Now, so this mentors, it's important for you if you not find the mentors yet, the email to send us, and we will allot you tomorrow or day after. Okay, please don't worry. So you need a mentored learning to implement this aspect. Now, when you go to the long tail keyword, please pay attention. Just to take you an example earlier which discussed. Now, if I want to buy an Apple, if I search in Google Apple, Google gives me answers, different answers. Like it is Apple Store. They're not talking about the Kashmiri Apple. They're talking about the Apple Corporation. They sell Apple iPad and phones and computers, right? So then I search to different way. What I'll get it? Then Apple I change to Kashmiri Apple. So this comes under something called like broad match keyword. So what is this type of keyword? Apple is known as, all of you remember, it's a generic keyword, okay, or a single tail keyword, or a generic keyword is the right word, and the word all of you remember. Okay. Now Google search in a Kashmiri Apple. It's a broad match keyword. When I search, what I get it? Apple in Kashmir, Kashmiri issues, and what happening in the India Kashmir issue, etc. All the things is come. Okay. Now. This is actually Kashmiri Apple with anti-India, pro-Pakistan slogans, etc. But actually, I'm not getting a product delivery. So what exactly I search? I search Kashmiri Apple home delivery in Qatar. So then I get a Lulu hypermarket and get it like a companies to deliver to my place, right? So this exactly as a consumer I wanted. Now again, look at this point here. When they search Apple in Qatar, this is a screenshot of the Qatar we have taken. So it shows Apple Store online. You can see this, the different store they show in Apple Store. You can look at the part, but they are not really showing even Apple delivery. And if Lulu is not trying to rank here, or a Get It is not trying to rank in the Google, someone search on Apple. They left them. They're not competing with Apple Corporation. Even a Kashmiri Apple, you cannot see any of the companies. Only the companies on India Mart. Is there because there are B2B wholesale companies. Definitely for them, it's an important keyword. It's not for a Lulu or a Get It in Qatar to deliver this product. So they're not even tried to rank. They're not even trying to rank it. So they only, for the moment you search Kashmiri apple home delivery in Qatar, immediately Lulu came up, and you can also see the get it also there. Okay, the first page. This is the first page result which gets it. Then you can also see Fresh Plaza. So different kinds of companies who provide the groceries and home delivery of the apple. That's a site came up. So this is a point. So long tail keyword that are getting good. Now, what is the logic here? Now, one is if you are looking for a long tail keyword, you can easily rank. You don't have to compete with the bigger companies. You don't have to fight and fail. Okay, I use the fail because now large companies is very hard to do. I'm not saying it is impossible. Near to it is near to impossible. Because the companies are seeing a huge resources, and you cannot match with them, and you will simply lose the energy. So this what is exactly you need to do this one. Now I'll take one more example. All of you to understand is very important. When you do a research on a keyword, you need to go for a long tail keyword if you're using the strategy for starting for an affiliate program or an e-commerce website with a limited resources. Another strategy we'll discuss later, the part of online shopping mall, is a broad match keyword for a global particular market you target. So that's a different strategy. So here we are talking about you can have a global market, you can have a downloadable products, you can also have an affiliate product, you can also have a dropship product, you can also have an e-commerce product. But you working alone, you may be looking for around $5,000 to $10,000 to make it. So this is fine. Okay. Even you want to scale it up, this is fine. So long tail keyword, it comes like, how do I set the Apache Automatic Canon 331 digital camera? This is called a long tail keyword. So this is what exactly we wanted to do. Now, the logic, I think this, you may have some questions. I'm going to come that slow. I want you to understand this point. When you rank in a Google first page, those people who are coming for an Apple. Now think of a great example. Now I went to Google searching for Apple. I ranked in Apple first page in the Google. I saw Apple Corporation and saw many things about Apple. Actually, I'm not buying or I'm not even going to the site. In fact, what I do, I don't research in the result page. I don't even click anything because I'm not finding anything. So Google understand this. A person search for Apple, Kashmiri apple, and even not even looked into that, something wrong. So Google as a machine understand, okay, this search, I'm not giving a right result. The result which I've shown is wrong. That is the reason consumer is not taken. Okay, point number one. Point number two, sometimes if the consumer by mistake thinking about Kashmiri apple is there in that website, they clicked on it, then you realize it is an Apple Corporation. He closed it. It's called a bounce rate. It's a customer within few seconds, within 5 seconds to 20 seconds, if you leave it. So depending on the definition, the Google considers as a bouncing rate. So your bouncing rate is high. So again, Google will rank you minus. Your website goes down. So these two reasons, you don't want unwanted keywords to come and give you various ranking. Okay, that's point one. Point number two, there are three things when a long tail, broad match, and long, generic keyword. Generic keyword has a huge search volume, but conversion will be less. Now, broad match has a little more less search and conversion is an average. It's okay. But the best conversion is basically with a long tail keyword. The person who's searching with a long tail keyword with a real intention, he's damn serious. He wanted to buy it. He wanted to do some action. That's the reason he's using. Yes or no? He's not just searching for it, just casually searching and let me understand what it is. Okay, it's not that. It's really interested to buy or to do some kind of an action. So that's the reason you need to find out the keywords on the long tail keyword. So now in the future sessions, we will go with a different kind of a keyword research aspect as well. Now today, I'll spend with you some time on a Google and the keyword aspect. Okay. Now Google, and I want you to do a little homework today to understand the Google philosophy. Now, when you start affiliate marketing website or an e-commerce website or a social media niche, or all of the things, someone will search for you. Now, even in social media or something in YouTube, you take it. Definitely tomorrow we are going to talk about YouTube. So YouTube, someone you go and type it in YouTube, and based on an algorithm, it comes and take you, right. So you need to you should be thinking about that angle and how that result comes to you. So that's the point you should be looking at this. Now here, I'll tell you a couple of examples. Even how I did it, I'll share with you. The same method, actually, SEO2 and SEO 101, I did discuss with you today, and we'll start implementing in future. So why it is important is, the moment you are there in the Google first page, even while you are sleeping, your business will run. And compared to any other, compared to email marketing, anything with a Google first page ranking is the best, because people come to you, and the conversions are very high when the people come to you, right? Now here, in a second, you have approximately 50,000, around 44,000 Google searches happening in a second. So all the searches will come with a different, maybe transaction queries there, maybe online shopping related is there, something information queries there, different kind of a thing comes up, but there are searches happening. That means approximately 6 billion searches a day. And 93% of the users usually actually start with kind of a search bar. Okay. Now, this is the funda. If you can understand, you can rank in Google the keyword research type. Now, short tail keyword is actually, it's a generic term, like an Apple, an example. It has a good high volume of search, and also will have a high competition. So you need to compete with the Apple Corporation to rank your site if you're using an Apple as a keyword. And you wanted to target that. When you go further, then your competitors also will be another corporate, like an Apple product is sold by Amazon. Amazon will be there. eBay will be there. And all the major companies will be there competing. So you are fighting with the huge companies, which you cannot win. So please don't think that's a keyword. I know sometimes you will have a time, why this fellow is telling this? It's from experience, I'm telling. I did this mistake. I think, who will type this way that I'm singing? I know when you look at Apple, millions of searches will be there. And you cannot rank. So millions of searches. Now you're selling a Kashmiri apple in Qatar. You use the keyword Apple. Now, you're trying to rank for a Google Apple. You're still in the 10th or 20th page. Sometime, like me, some people buy just for a lazy type, it is an Apple, Kashmiri Apple fellow. Even that fellow will not come to your website because you're not there in the first page. Yes or no? So you need to be there in the first page. So the same effort and time, if you do, you can rank faster along it. Now, instead of millions of people, maybe only 10,000 people, maybe 20,000 people, 30,000 people only will be searching with a long tail keyword. But that is enough for you to make a good money. So better to go for this. I want to raise to your mind. I know many of the time, or most of the time, when I explain to the people, they don't get it. I'm going for a debt close today to you to get this one. Otherwise, you never do the first one. Okay. Now, high volume and high competition. Those short tail will have a high competition. You cannot rank. Now, medium tail is a good volume will be there, and medium competition will be there. That's okay. I'm not saying no, but definitely not no to short tail. Okay, medium tail depends upon the products and category and your resource and your smartness, your knowledge, and you can actually try broad patch. One of the strategy of SEO strategy I'll be discussing about the broad patch, which is a completely different circumstances, okay, and different background. Now, in generally, if you're planning to whatever the businesses we discussed last year's couple of days, like an affiliate business or a downloadable products, then I would recommend go for long tail keyword. So more specific queries, it's a localized queries also will be there, low volume and low competition. So the number of search which I recommend between 30,000 to 100,000, right? You remember that numbers I told you based on what? So it is based on number of searches you have it is with the what do you call for that? Number of search you get, number of search volume in a month, how much you're getting. That's what exactly you should be talking about. So now point number, I want you to take a pen and paper and note down this point. You will target long tail keyword. So many people ask me what is long tail keyword. This is exactly long tail keyword. The first day we did not spend the time on a long tail keyword. So today, remember the long tail keyword is a long tail keyword as we discussed. So you'll have that one. Secondly, the long tail keyword, you don't take any long tail keyword. There are long tail with 6 people search, 10 people search, 20 people search. It don't make sense. So long tail keyword, many people come back and say, nobody's searching. Then don't use that keyword. Okay, that's also a point. So the thing which I recommend is between 30,000 to 100,000. So between 30,000 to 100,000. What is exactly between 30,000 and 100,000? So between 30,000 keyword search volume and 100,000 search volume. So now, why between this one? The logic is above 100,000. Usually, you'll have a large companies like Amazon, like other companies will be targeting. So you have to compete with them. So it will be difficult for you to rank. Usually, it's not necessarily all the above 100,000. Some cases you feel in the first page is not coming. You can also go for 400,000. You can go for 700,000. Even you can go for 1 million search. Also fine, absolutely fine. But usually, I'm saying generally, when you look at it, you can find this total there. Now, second portion. Why not less than 30,000? So less than 30,000, the problem would be very less number of things. So I'll tell you a small logic. Can you just note down this point, numbers with you. Now, you have let's say you have a 30,000, start with the minimum. You have a 30,000 keyword, you have a long tail keyword, you're targeting to reach in a Google first page with a keyword of a long tail keyword of 30,000 monthly search volume is there. So 30,000 divided by 30 days, right? In a month, we have a 30 days. That means you have 1,000 people coming to Google for that keyword, minimum, right? Now, when you have 1,000, just to take an assumption, you are there in the first page of Google. Does not mean you're on top result. Some devices, some locations, some kind of a result, you'll be on top. Depends on so many factors. I'll talk to you a bit later about Google how to rank. Now, some devices, some location, some kind of a result, you are on top, maybe 3 or 4. Some cases you are 6 and 7. Someday your YouTube is first. Some cases your blog is second. Some cases your reviews are third. Some cases your LinkedIn profile is up. So different kinds of result is the Google first page. So when you look at the Google first page, you can see ranking. It is one is from YouTube. Usually top comes the YouTube. Then come images, right? Then come to the different. Of course, sometimes there will be advertisement will be there. I'm not counting that inorganic one. Then there is a different website will be coming down, right? So now, when you do this aspect, when you look at all the things, one will be article, one will be Wikipedia, one will be blog, one will be social media profiles, and all these things into the 10 result, you may hit 1 or 2 or 3. So you take as a minimum 1. So I'm talking a more conservative, more pessimistic calculation. So come back to your 30,000 divided by 30 days, 1,000 in your book, right? I hope you are taking this one. This is a very important understanding, okay? Now, once you have a 30,000 with a keyword, I'm not taking 100,000. 100,000 is good. Don't go beyond 100,000 usually. 30,000 divided by 30 days, 1,000 searches a day. Now, you have 10 competitors in the first page. 9 competitors, including you, 10 people. So this 1,000 divided by 10. That means 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. So there's a possibility of 100 people coming to your website to buy that particular product on a daily basis, right? Now, all the people are going to buy from you? Actually, no. So what is the conversion rate optimization? Now we are talking about search engine optimization. Later we'll discuss what is the conversion rate optimization. Conversion rate optimization is how much percentage of the people you wanted to convert it. So you need to actually plan it. I recommend you to work on 5% of the conversion. It will be high, 30, 40, 50, 100 also will be there, but very conservatively planned. So 5% is the people are going to buy from you, is the e-commerce, or buy through you, through affiliate, or buy downloadable products, whatever it is. So that means 5 people to buy. on a daily basis, you need to have a 30,000 keyword research. Yes or no? You got this point? I believe you understood. I'll repeat once again. If you understand this, you got this idea, and you can make money. As I told you, $500,000 with one keyword I made it. This idea which I got it, original Hyderabadi Pulse. Just one keyword. Now I'm talking to you, 11 keyword you make it. Okay. Now you need to get a 5 sales a day. You need to choose a keyword of a 30,000 to 100,000. So 30,000 to 100,000 divided by 30,000 divided by 100 and 30 days, 1,000 per day, and 1,000 divided by 10. Google has a 10 result in the first page. So you have a, and again you can only expect 100 people coming in. So 100 people come to your website. Your conversion rate optimization is a 5%. So 5 customers minimum will buy from you. So 5 people to buy from you on a daily from your website, you need to plan 30,000 to 100,000. So this way you plan, you never fail it. Okay, that's the point. Now we'll come to the. I believe all of you understood. If not understood, whatever the question you understood, what are the question? If tomorrow we have a weekly session of that answer, please ask it. I know some people may not get this one. Absolutely fine. It is. I'm not talking now. Not a common thing. It's a big corporate boardroom discussions, boardroom strategies. I'm talking to you in a simple way. So if you get it, you get it. Okay, this is good information. You keep it with you. Second one. Now, the conversion rate optimization of 5% as we discussed. There yesterday, I hope all of you remember that as I told you about earning per click, right? There again, I calculated the 5%. Now, this 5%, if you are buying, okay, the 5%. Now, each 5 customer is coming. How much money are you making? Now, one person, let's say in a badminton products, or your fashion product, you're selling, let's say a t-shirt you're selling. You're selling a t-shirt as a drop shipper, or you're selling a t-shirt as an e-commerce, or you're selling as a t-shirt as an affiliate. Let's say for $1,000, sorry, a t-shirt of maybe $10 you're selling. So 10% is $1. So this affiliate they're buying for a $10 products. You get a $1. So $5 you make with this keyword. Agree or not, per day. So you rank in a Google first page, you get a $5, even while you're sleeping. Okay? So because Google works 24 hours, Google works 24 hours. So this is the method which you will get the through Google the business. So this is a one keyword. Now the strategy of SEO 101. SEO 101 will have 101 keywords. Such a 100 keyword you have. Now all the 100 keywords are you going to rank? Actually, personality is there, but may not be. Again, we will work on a minimum one. So when we have an expectation of the minimum, what more happens, we'll be happy about. You said for 100 keywords to rank, that will be a big challenge. I'm talking about you're ranking 25% of keywords. So SEO 101 strategy is search engine optimization 101 strategy. We talk about 25% of the keywords ranking, which means we have 11. There's a strategy we use for 11 primary keywords and 90 secondary keywords. So the 11 primary keywords we will use 25%, which means 4 or 5 keywords as a primary keywords. That's a major important keyword you should use. Rest of the things can also you have but primary keywords need to be between 30,000 to 100,000. Secondary keyword you can compromise with the 10,000 to 100,000 as well. So I hope you already got it. So that but from the 90 keywords, that's out of 101 minus 11, so 90 keywords. From the 90 keywords, you can rank at 25%. Then approximately again 22, 23 you'll have. So total you have around 25 keywords ranked in the Google first page. So each keyword give you $5 per day into $25. 25. So that's the money you make it. Okay. So that's the money if you that's why you have to reverse calculation do. So that means each keyword is giving you $5. So you have 25 keyword, you can make a $125. So from the Google alone, this is I'm talking about one niche Google alone. So separated is there. So this is the plan of the SEO 101. Now to implement this, what exactly you should do? So that is, first of all, we need to understand Google. That's the first thing, right? We need to understand and the Google. Now, Google, how it works? Google works on an algorithm. So we'll have a detailed keyword research, etc. We'll have a practical sessions. I'll show you the screenshot. Mentors will show you how to do and that. But now, please pay attention on to understand how the Google works. So Google is a search engine, all of you know. So there are thousands of search engines. So one of the search engines is Google, and 80+% of the people in the world use a Google. So we use Google as a standard. But at the moment, it's also important to understand another 20% also business. You have a Baidu from Chinese market. You also have a Microsoft, and plus you also have a Yahoo as there is a search engine. So you also should target them. Never forget. But majorly, the major part is basically people spend time on Google because you get a good business from there. So Google, I think most of some part of the world is actually 95% of the market is with the Google. Because why the 80%? Because some countries like China, Google is not there. So that's the reason that market is Baidu is dominated. So of course, if you are looking for a China market, the one of the wonderful market, you should be focusing, but it should be Baidu. You have to do a different set of a rule. They have different set of algorithm working on. But that's also easy to rank compared to Google. So faster to rank on a Baidu as well. So, but after the Google, you try. First one is a Google. Now we go back to Google philosophy. So Google says anyone can rank if you follow a set of rules. And Google did very good thing. It's a very democratic concept. Even a large corporate, your competitor can be a large corporate company from Wall Street. Not necessary they are above you. You can be in the first page if you really work the target and go. For example, if you type in your city, the best hotel in so-and-so city or a country, not necessary that is the best hotel. Because it's who did I SEO better, they get ranked. Okay, so now here is what exactly you should focus on. You need to get the focus on you wanted to utilize the Google and rank on a top. Now, Google giving this opportunity for everyone across the globe, everyone. So that's a focus we should have. So that's an amazing opportunity our previous generation never had. They need to fight and come to the bigger level with a large people. But today, even a homemaker, a housewife, or a retired person, or a student from the remote part of the world can compete with maybe somebody based in London, somebody based in Washington, somebody based in Paris, somebody based in Dubai. They can actually compete and do that one. That's an opportunity we have. So that's exactly the opportunity we should be utilizing for this Google philosophy aspect. So Google giving this opportunity, and Google said to us, okay, we'll rank you. We'll use a method called different calling method, different technology they use based on a result, based on a relevance, different result, that we can actually get ranking on. Now the point here is, when the Google wanted to do this one, they came out with a set of rules which we never revealed to anyone. So they approximately around 200 factors. It's a matter to give you a result. Before you search and see a result, it's a fraction of a second to take. When you search something, it's a fraction of a second to appear in the Google first page. Yes or no? It's hardly take less than a second, but it's take 200 factors. So around 200 factors Google verified before showing you the result. You can also see sometimes you just work with one device, another person device, even the result order is changed. So even to the user side, they consider. So around 200 facts, if we can influence the Google, and Google allow us to influence, and Google told us to influence. So there's with the Google actually giving an opportunity for us to influence. So more than 100 factors, if you work, actually you can influence and get 200. Some people even recommend to do 200. Of course, you have a resource and time and continues, not immediately. Immediately start with the 100 activities. We can do this one. Now, come to the strategy point and digital other part before going ahead. This is not one day to start. It's a lot of research time and we got to make a plan that exactly during this 100 days we'll be doing. And during the 100 days, we'll also start working for a 101. And we, all of us, after completion of the 100 days, also you can continue and implement this one. So the 101 is actually recommended to implement in 180 days. In that, first 30 days is completely research and plan. First 30 days. Please don't even jump and start, because there are a lot of studies should go. Now, this 200 factors, actually, there's a one exclusive day I'll be spending with you. What are the 200 factors? Not necessarily all the 200 factors we need to discuss. We just discuss about 100 is enough. Okay. Now, for your understanding, now, what you have to do to understand the Google is, you go and search in various things. You, with a long tail keyword, you search. Short tail keyword, you search. Broad match keyword also you search. And what kind of a result is coming? I want you to do this exercise. What are the niche? Now, the niche list I gave you. Go take the niche which you liked it and add the word you liked it and search it. Look at the search result is coming. Usually you can see the top result. Some cases will be YouTube. Some cases will be image. Some cases maybe directly the site. Now, image and the videos is not there. The one of the first thing you need to note down. This keyword, you not find YouTube and image. It's easy to rank. So one of the fastest way to rank is a YouTube. So if you are looking for a keyword, that keyword, when you type it Google first page, YouTube is not coming. It's easy. Within a month, you'll be the ranking on it. Okay. Even there's a one YouTube is there. Looking at that, there's some process called, which you remember that we discussed about a syndication. We can actually rank ourselves better than them. Then there's something called meta image. Even image, first draw, you can also see that image. So this is the way each one activity you can do. Now, for your understanding, and there are a few things, technicalities, we'll discuss when we discuss the 200 factors, something like on-page and off-page SEO. There is a black hat and white hat SEO. We'll discuss about part of that, Google part. Okay. Now, I want you to do a kind of a homework like this now. Please note down. Number one, you got around 100 to 150 niche ideas today. Think about what the keyword a customer will be using. Don't go for research now. You don't go for keyword research. You go to YouTube and there are tools available. They tell you what to do, but don't do that now. Before that, think you as a customer and go to the customer's shoes. Then think about what is a keyword according to you they'll be typing. You type that. When you type that, you can get a lot of result. When look at the result, you can see where the result is coming. Majority of the time, it's not only the sites. There are some sites you easily ranking, right? Site itself will be ranking. But sometimes blog, sometimes Wikipedia, sometimes YouTube, sometimes image, sometimes reviews, and sometimes the news. Okay, so a lot of things will be ranking. In another way, you also should understand tomorrow you want to rank, all these things also factors to you. You need to have a YouTube channel. You need to have a social media. You need to have a Wikipedia. You need to have a blog. You need to have everything is in place to rank without. Now, you can also see in the social media profiles, sometimes the LinkedIn comes up first, then the Facebook. Why? Because some cases they recognize LinkedIn. Some cases they recognize Facebook. Some cases no social media show. Some cases you only get a social media. First is a Pinterest. Then, by the way, Pinterest faster, much better than other profiles. I don't know, you noticed on Pinterest is an excellent way of doing this one. Okay. So this is the part we will be giving you in detail one session on SEO alone too. So now part of the niche. Today we are discussing about the niche discussion. Now the list of the niche, entire niche we are given to you. You choose the keyword along with that. Now the step to finalize this. Now step one, what is that? We come out of the competition analysis, that one. Then we have a niche. Then we have to go back to the first competition analysis part. So you need to, how do you identify the demand? Based on the niche you're finalizing, based on your passion, interest, knowledge, you need to go this and do this one. Okay. Now, when you look at it as this aspect, you doing an exercise before jumping is make a lot of sense. What happens is usually the moment you understand a keyword, immediately you think as a business point of view. But I want you to think at a prospective, a consumer point of view. The consumer point of view, when you discuss, when you type it is, you get an idea. So this was the first time, once you go back to the keyword research, once you start, you always think in that aspect. Yesterday I was talking to a client of mine. Then immediately he told me, Ishan, you're not thinking on a user point of view, because immediately I was thinking about the honest prospecting. He said, why that button is not there? Because he said it's a consumer button. Oh, it's a button. Consumer don't want button. Because that's a problem. Once you come to the other side of the table, you always think that's not the important. The important thing is you need to think about the consumer's point of view. So consumer's point of view, keep typing and see the research on a different kind of a keyword. Keep it there and keep understanding how it is coming. Right? Okay. Once you see that, what the result is coming, register it with you. This is not from the notes you learn, not from the video you learn, not from the PowerPoint you learn, not from the articles you learn. You, by doing it as you learn. So that will be registered with you. So that is the foundation of the keyword research. So go back to your passion, interest, and knowledge. There are few people, many people ask me about this. I'm not able to find my passion. Work on it. So think about what you like the best. What are your interest and knowledge? And from the list of the things which I given, think about it, what other things come. Even if it's not there, take that keyword, or take that niche, take that product, take that category, take that brand, go to Google and type it and see how it is coming. So based on that, again, you can have an idea. So then there's something called a keyword bucket, and that future we'll discuss about it. Only on SEO we will do. This is part of the niche, this portion. Yeah, I believe it is, you got this idea of a so it's a niche and a keyword. Now, once you finalize, once you have the keyword, once you have niche, then you do keyword research, then we analyze, then only we finalize. So I want you to promise me one thing. You do not finalize your niche before you're doing a keyword research. I can tell you around 50 to 60% of the people which I interacted, I did a training. Most of the time, this second stage and third stage, they will fall in love with their niche, and based on a keyword research, they will not change. They go ahead. Okay. So I always say to them, it is a very wrong decision you're taking, because what is the first rule number one? There should be no competition and high search volume should be there, right? And if you don't have the second step, can you take a decision? Actually, no. So once you reach here, you should have a mind. You're the category. You may feel, why should people do? No, that's a human nature. You start visualizing it about your website, what kind of a logo, what kind of a social media profile. That's all the thought you come and it's come registered in your mind. Then you get a result. It does not have market potential. You have to leave that. Okay, you need to. It is important to leave them. Okay. Now, I'll tell you, this is now even with you. You can see the people around you also do this one. I always say an example to the people. That's what you think. Now, you fell in love with someone, and you know that life is not going to be okay. You found him or he or she is not properly behaving, is going to have a problem. Then why should you get married? No, the divorce is going to be more painful than a separation and a breakup now. So do not fall in love with the niche without understanding the keyword. And it will be very difficult to break up. I know breakup is tough, but you need to do breakup there. That's the reason idea. I'll tell you why. How you can have a breakup easily. Do multiple niche at a time. It's not one niche. So you are not in love with one person. You have a 3, 4, 5, 6 niche at a time. You can actually keep doing it. So you will not be fell in love with one person. You will be in love with so many people. So you don't mind breaking up 1 or 2. Okay. So this one, you take it out and take a group of niche. That's the reason each segment I have given a 4 example. You notice that 4 or a 5 or a 6 examples is there each segment. Take out all the 6 and type with this one. So simultaneously work on a multiple niche. Then go for a keyword research for a multiple keywords. Then you do. Usually what you do, people only do one. By the time you like it is, by the time you fell in love, then you compromise. Okay, I'll try on a Facebook, etc. No. Around 15 to 25% of the time, 15-25% of your real business happen through Google. Actually, that is a real that's a real profit. 75% you put a lot of effort and time, that you break even. Your real takeaway, money basically from the Google Money. So please never compromise on it. So I think the time is up. Okay. So please, I think I've made this point. If you not getting this point, please ask your mentor tomorrow. If you not understood this point, so please. So if you do this homework, you roughly understand. So tomorrow we have a Q&A session. So please ask me the maximum number of questions. I already got so many questions on long tail keywords and the strategy aspect. So you do this one, okay? So I'll talk to you on all the answers. I'll take the other questions I'll take from there. Now, I'll meet you in the mastermind group and continue the discussion. Okay, thank you so much, all of you. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Thank you.